Welcome to Starlight Sci-Fi, where we explore the extraordinary, the terrifying, and the awe-inspiring. Today, we dive into the chilling story of Earth's unexpected rise to cosmic infamy, a story that will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about humanity's home. Buckle up for a journey into the unknown. Across the galaxy, planets compete for dominance in one arena, sheer terror. From acidic storms to sentient predators, alien worlds boast dangers that defy imagination. But in the latest Galactic Safety Council report, one planet stood out as the most fearsome, not because of its environment, but because of what lives on it. That planet is Earth. Every galactic cycle, the Galactic Safety Council organizes an event both feared and celebrated across the universe, the Most Terrifying Planet Award. Unlike most accolades, this one is not about beauty, innovation, or progress. Instead, it acknowledges the planets where survival is an unrelenting battle, a place so hostile that even the boldest explorers hesitate to set foot on its surface. Past winners were legends in their own right. Thrazon 5, for example, became infamous for its oceans of molten lead that reached temperatures capable of incinerating any spacecraft before it could land. Veltrix Prime dazzled with its carnivorous, bioluminescent fungi that could dissolve living tissue in seconds. And let's not forget the infamous Ixara 9, where the atmosphere itself is a sentient predator, consuming intruders with acidic clouds that seem to hunt. For eons, Earth was not even considered for such a grim distinction. Its appearance on the Galactic Registry suggested it was an ordinary, pleasant world, a perfectly balanced planet with vibrant blue oceans, green continents, and temperate climates. Compared to the extremes of sulfuric rain or sentient atmospheres, Earth seemed almost boring, a sanctuary of tranquility in an otherwise dangerous cosmos. But things took a dramatic turn when Earth's electromagnetic signals began leaking into space. The first signals were faint, distorted blips of radio waves in early broadcasts. Over the decades, however, more complex transmissions reached the edges of the galaxy: television programs, digital archives, and spacecraft telemetry. What began as faint whispers became a cacophony of information. And among that flood of data, the Council detected a new species, humans. At first, the Council paid little attention. Interstellar inspectors had seen countless sapient species evolve, most of them following a predictable pattern. They assumed humanity was another peaceful, curious race, slowly reaching out to the stars. But curiosity soon turned into unease when humans began actively sending probes beyond their planetary system, equipped with messages for alien life. One such probe, Voyager 1, caught the Council's eye. On board was a golden record containing information about Earth, its music, culture, and languages. While noble in intent, the probe also showcased something far more alarming: an entire catalog of Earth's achievements, including its weaponry and history of war. For the first time, the Council saw the horrifying duality of the species. It was then that inspectors decided to add Earth to the competition, not because of its physical environment, but because of what lived there. The Council's investigative team was dispatched to Earth's sector, equipped with instruments capable of evaluating its flora, fauna, and, most importantly, its dominant species. What they found would rewrite the cosmic narrative of terror forever. From afar, Earth appeared unremarkable, almost idyllic. It wasn't swathed in corrosive clouds like Thrazon 5 or teeming with monstrous, adaptive predators like Dralnox Beta. Instead, its shimmering blue oceans and green landmasses presented a picture of serenity. To the untrained eye, Earth seemed like the perfect candidate for a peaceful, life-sustaining haven, a stark contrast to the nightmarish landscapes of past award winners. When the Galactic Safety Council's inspectors first arrived in Earth's orbit, they scanned its atmospheric conditions, geologic activity, and biodiversity. Everything pointed to a planet with a harmonious balance. Its oxygen-rich atmosphere supported an impressive variety of life, from towering forests to vast coral reefs. Seasonal weather cycles and stable climate zones created ecosystems that flourished without catastrophic interruptions. But compared to the chaotic worlds the inspectors had visited before, Earth was, on the surface, a sanctuary. Their initial report noted Earth's natural hazards as minimal. Hurricanes and earthquakes, while potentially destructive, were localized and infrequent. Volcanic eruptions occurred on a manageable scale, and even its deadliest predators paled in comparison to those on other planets. To the inspectors, Earth seemed almost pleasant. However, protocol required a deeper investigation into the dominant species of the planet, a step that would change their perception entirely. Upon closer examination, the inspectors identified humanity as Earth's apex species. At first, humans appeared fragile compared to the galactic norm. They lacked natural armor, venom, or enhanced senses that other sentient beings evolved for survival. Yet, this apparent vulnerability masked a deeply unsettling reality. Humans had overcome their physical limitations in ways no species had ever attempted. The inspectors began studying human history, and their findings were both fascinating and horrifying. Unlike other sentient beings who sought balance with their environments, humans dominated theirs. They had harnessed fire, reshaped landscapes, and created tools to extend their influence far beyond what nature intended, while other creatures evolved slowly over millennia. Humans used their intelligence to bypass evolution itself, creating technology that allowed them to thrive in even the most inhospitable environments. What shocked the inspectors most was humanity's treatment of their own kind. Across centuries, humans had waged relentless wars, enslaved populations, and even developed weapons capable of eradicating entire cities. No other species in the galaxy had documented such a complex history of internal conflict, cruelty, and ingenuity. The inspectors unearthed records of devastating global wars and conflicts, fought over resources, ideologies, and territorial expansion. Even more chilling was humanity's emotional range. The same species capable of immense cruelty also demonstrated acts of profound compassion, creativity, and unity. This duality, humanity's capacity for both destruction and beauty, marked them as unlike anything the inspectors had encountered. Earth, it turned out, wasn't terrifying because of its natural environment. It was terrifying because of what humanity had done with it. Predators are a common feature of most life-sustaining planets, and the galaxy is no stranger to formidable apex species. On Veltrix Prime, colossal shadowstalkers prowl endless crimson plains, using their multi-spectrum vision to hunt even the most camouflaged prey. On Threxelon 12, sentient arachnids weave bioluminescent webs large enough to ensnare small spacecraft. These creatures are undeniably lethal, but their behavior is driven by instinct, a primal need to feed and survive. Humanity, however, shattered this mold. The Galactic Safety Council's inspectors, initially unimpressed by Earth's environment, soon turned their attention to humans and their role in the planetary ecosystem. What they discovered was unprecedented. Humans were not simply another apex predator. They were something far more dangerous: apex predators who had transcended their biology, rewriting the rules of survival. Unlike other predators, humans didn't rely on physical prowess alone. They lacked claws, venom, or reinforced exoskeletons, yet they compensated with an unmatched intellect, a tool that allowed them to dominate far beyond their natural limitations. From the earliest days of their existence, humans began crafting weapons, stone tools, spears, and traps that turned them into lethal hunters capable of outsmarting and overpowering creatures far stronger than themselves. This ingenuity marked the beginning of a terrifying trajectory. The inspectors uncovered evidence of humans hunting not just for sustenance but for sport, trophies, and even entertainment. Large predators that had once rivaled humans in strength and speed, such as saber-toothed cats and massive mammoths, were systematically driven to extinction. Humanity didn't just survive, it thrived by eliminating competition, bending the ecosystem to its will. But it wasn't only Earth's wildlife that humans sought to dominate. The inspectors were stunned to learn that humans also turned their predatory instincts on one another. They uncovered centuries of warfare, where humans fought not for food or territory but for ideologies, resources, and power. Unlike other sentient species, which avoided large-scale conflict for fear of mutual annihilation, humans seemed to embrace it, refining their methods of destruction over millennia. What began with simple tools evolved into siege weapons, firearms, and eventually technologies so advanced that a single device could destroy entire regions. The inspectors studied humanity's most devastating inventions: chemical weapons, ballistic missiles, and, most horrifying of all, nuclear bombs. Humanity had reached a level of predatory dominance where they no longer needed direct confrontation. They could annihilate adversaries with the push of a button. Yet, it wasn't just their weapons that made humans terrifying, it was their motivations. Humans hunted for reasons the inspectors couldn't fathom, for glory, for revenge, and sometimes simply for the thrill. This blend of intelligence, creativity, and unrelenting aggression placed humans in a category all their own. On Earth, predators roamed the seas, skies, and forests, but none were as dangerous as the ones who walked upright, wore no claws, and wielded tools forged in fire. The inspectors realized that humanity wasn't just Earth's apex predator, they were predators of a kind the galaxy had never seen before. In the galaxy, most species evolved in tandem with their environments. On desert planets, life developed protective scales or water-storing organs. On frigid worlds, creatures grew insulating layers of fur or specialized metabolisms to generate heat. Evolution was a slow, methodical process, dictated by the whims of nature. But when the inspectors studied humans, they found something extraordinary, a species that didn't just adapt to its environment, it forced the environment to adapt to them. From the beginning, humans displayed an astonishing ability to survive in nearly every condition their planet offered. Unlike other species, whose survival depended on specific ecosystems, humans ventured into places that should have been uninhabitable. They thrived in blistering deserts, where water was scarce, and in frozen tundras, where temperatures plunged to deadly extremes. They conquered dense rainforests teeming with dangers, windswept plains exposed to the elements, and even high-altitude mountains where the air was too thin to breathe easily. How did they do it? The inspectors discovered that humans weren't bound by the limitations of their physical forms. Instead, they used their intelligence to create tools, clothing, and shelter that allowed them to endure conditions no other species could. Fire, for example, was one of their earliest innovations, providing warmth, protection, and the ability to cook food, unlocking new levels of nutrition that fueled their continued development. But humanity didn't stop at mere survival. They began reshaping the world around them. Forests were cleared to build settlements, rivers were redirected to irrigate crops, and materials from the earth were extracted to construct cities of stone, steel, and glass. The inspectors were particularly fascinated by the sheer scale of human ambition. While other species lived in harmony with their surroundings, humans transformed theirs entirely. What truly set humans apart, however, was their refusal to accept natural limits. Most species confined themselves to environments they could comfortably survive in. Humans, on the other hand, seemed to seek out challenges. They crossed vast oceans in fragile wooden vessels, ventured into polar regions blanketed in ice, and even descended into the crushing depths of their planet's oceans, crafting machines that defied physics to explore the unknown. And then humans turned their gaze upward. The inspectors were astonished to learn that humans had left the safety of their atmosphere and ventured into the void of space. They had walked on their moon, sent probes to neighboring planets, and launched machines that carried their presence into the far reaches of the galaxy. Humanity's adaptability was not a mere product of necessity, it was driven by an insatiable curiosity and a relentless determination to expand. Unlike any other species the inspectors had encountered, humans didn't simply endure their environment, they conquered it, reshaped it, and ultimately left it behind. Earth itself was a testament to this adaptability, a planet whose inhabitants didn't just survive but thrived, no matter what obstacles nature or the cosmos placed before them. To the inspectors, it was both awe-inspiring and deeply unsettling. For millennia, humanity's activities on Earth had gone unnoticed by the rest of the galaxy. Their wars, their triumphs, their relentless march of progress all were confined to their unassuming blue planet. But as they entered the space age, that isolation began to crumble. Human ingenuity was no longer limited to reshaping their world now, it extended to reaching out into the stars. The inspectors traced the timeline of humanity's first steps beyond their atmosphere. It began with crude rockets, barely capable of breaching Earth's gravity, but quickly escalated into a series of remarkable achievements. Humans built satellites that orbited their planet, telescopes that peered into the vastness of space, and eventually a space station where they lived and worked among the stars. What astounded the inspectors was not just the speed of these advancements, but the audacity behind them. Humanity's boldest move came when they launched robotic explorers into the cosmos. These probes carried not only scientific instruments but also messages, deliberate invitations to alien life. The Voyager probes, for instance, included a golden record etched with details about Earth's location, its diverse cultures, and even samples of its music. The Council intercepted these records and was initially amused by the humans' naive optimism. Did they truly believe the galaxy was a safe place, one that would welcome them with open arms? However, as the Council analyzed the data further, amusement gave way to alarm. The Golden Record didn't just showcase humanity's achievements, it also hinted at their capacity for destruction. Embedded within the data were details about their technological progress, including their development of nuclear energy and weaponry. The same species that sent songs of peace into space had also created bombs capable of annihilating entire cities. To make matters worse, the humans weren't just content with exploration, they had plans for expansion. The inspectors uncovered ambitious projects aimed at colonizing other planets in their solar system. Mars, once a barren wasteland, was being studied as a potential second home for humanity. They even discussed terraforming, the idea of reshaping entire planets to make them habitable. The Council began to realize the implications. Humanity wasn't just a curious, adventurous species, they were a growing force that could not be contained. If humans could so thoroughly dominate their own planet, what might they do if they reached others? Species across the galaxy started to take notice. On Veltrix Prime, defensive shields were reinforced. On Thrazon 5, evacuation protocols were quietly updated. Neighboring systems began monitoring Earth's transmissions, searching for signs of imminent expansion. Humanity, in their innocent quest to explore, had unwittingly sent a warning to the galaxy they were coming. And when they did, they wouldn't just settle, they would conquer, adapt, and thrive, no matter what stood in their way. The galaxy watched with growing unease, knowing that Earth's most dangerous export wasn't its weapons or technology. It was its people. As the inspectors delved deeper into their study of Earth, they uncovered something more unsettling than its history of conflict or its unparalleled adaptability. Beneath the surface of this seemingly ordinary blue planet lay a far more terrifying truth. Earth was not just home to humanity's innovations, but to an ecosystem so complex and dangerous that it defied galactic understanding. At first glance, Earth's biodiversity seemed like a marvel of nature. The planet teemed with life, from towering redwoods to microscopic plankton, each playing a role in a delicate balance. But that balance was deceptive. The more the inspectors analyzed Earth's biosphere, the more they realized it was not harmonious, it was a constant war zone. Earth's apex predators were terrifying in their own right, but they were only the tip of the iceberg. The true danger came from the countless other species, each equipped with their own specialized weapons of survival. Venomous snakes lurked in every jungle, their bites capable of shutting down nervous systems in seconds. Oceans swarmed with predators like the great white shark, designed for efficient, remorseless killing. Insects like wasps and hornets wielded venomous stingers, while some ants could swarm and strip larger creatures to the bone in minutes. Even seemingly harmless creatures, like box jellyfish and tiny dart frogs, carried toxins so potent that a single encounter could be fatal. Then there were the pathogens. Earth's microscopic organisms, viruses, bacteria, and fungi formed an invisible army that made the planet truly horrifying. The inspectors cataloged countless examples of these unseen threats, plagues that had decimated human populations, bacteria that could devour flesh, and parasites that turned their hosts into living husks. For every technological advancement humanity had achieved, they had also endured an endless battle with these microscopic invaders. But what shocked the inspectors most was humanity's relationship with this ecosystem of death. Instead of being crushed by these dangers, humans had evolved alongside them, growing stronger, smarter, and more resilient. Human immune systems were unlike anything the inspectors had encountered before, a constant state of readiness, designed to combat the planet's relentless assault. This was a species forged in adversity, honed by a planet that gave no quarter. And it wasn't just humans. The inspectors realized that Earth's entire ecosystem was a symphony of survival, where every species was locked in a brutal cycle of predation, defense, and adaptation. Even the planet itself seemed hostile. Earthquakes ripped through cities, tsunamis swallowed coastlines, and volcanoes spewed destruction with little warning. In the end, the inspectors concluded that Earth's deadliest secret was its nature itself. The planet was not merely a cradle for life, but a crucible of endless struggle. And the species it produced, humans, were its ultimate weapon, the perfect survivors, shaped by a world where only the relentless could endure. The Council began to understand that Earth's nomination for the Most Terrifying Planet award wasn't just deserved, it might not even capture the full scope of its horrors. The inspectors returned to the Galactic Safety Council with their findings, their report an unprecedented mix of awe and dread. As the delegates of countless species gathered to hear the results, the room buzzed with anticipation. Many assumed Earth's candidacy was a formality after all. How terrifying could such a beautiful, unassuming planet truly be? But as the inspectors unveiled their data, the room grew silent. The presentation began with Earth's environment, a planet that seemed to have been crafted as a trial of endurance. While other worlds had extreme climates or single dangers, Earth was a mosaic of threats. Its hurricanes could flatten entire cities, its earthquakes could split the ground beneath your feet, and its volcanoes could engulf entire regions in molten fury. Even its weather, seemingly benign, could shift to deadly extremes, with freezing blizzards and sweltering heat waves capable of killing within hours. Then came the biological analysis. The Council listened in stunned silence as the inspectors detailed Earth's ecosystem, a nightmare of venomous creatures, lethal predators, and microscopic killers. From the oceans to the skies to the soil itself, life on Earth had evolved to fight, endure, and survive at all costs. Earth was not a planet where danger was an exception, it was the rule. But the final section of the report, the analysis of humanity, was what truly sent shockwaves through the chamber. Humanity, the inspectors explained, was not just another intelligent species. They were an anomaly, a contradiction, fragile yet unyielding, creative yet destructive. Their adaptability was unparalleled, their ingenuity limitless, and their ambition boundless. The inspectors revealed humanity's history of conflict, innovation, and survival. They showed how humans had transformed their planet, not just to live but to dominate. They showcased humanity's unrelenting drive to explore and expand, even beyond their own atmosphere, despite the inherent dangers of the cosmos. Most unsettling of all was the sheer determination of this species, a refusal to accept defeat, no matter the odds. As the inspectors concluded, they issued a warning: humanity was still in its infancy as a spacefaring civilization. Yet they had already sent probes into interstellar space, constructed machines capable of unraveling the universe's secrets, and developed technologies that could annihilate entire planets. If humans had achieved so much in such a short time, what would they become in another 1,000 years? The Council took no time to deliberate. The vote was unanimous. Earth was awarded the title of Most Terrifying Planet not because of its natural disasters or its lethal ecosystem, but because of the species that called it home. The galaxy, for all its dangers, had never seen anything like humanity, survivors forged by an unforgiving world, unyielding in the face of adversity, and endlessly ambitious. As the Council declared the award, one thing became clear: Earth wasn't terrifying because it was uninhabitable. It was terrifying because it had produced something unstoppable. Thank you for joining us on this chilling journey into Earth's galactic notoriety. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Starlight Sci-Fi. Stay curious, and remember, the most terrifying discoveries often start at home. See you next time under the stars.